All right, I got another video from the garage today working on the 1985 Chevy Square Body. We're going to be talking about engine and cab clearance today. I'll show you what I got because I decided we had a major issue on the clearance, but I got that solved. And we're going to be making an inner cab corner and spraying the color on the bottom of the cab. So stick around, let's get to it.
Finding candidates to hire would be like, well, trying to find a needle in
Got it.
but not with ZipRecruiter.
That's the seatbelt holes. Well, I'm not sure where I left you off. I think I was taking the broken bolts out of the seat belt location. That's what them look like. Got the bolts out of that one, and the same thing over there. I went through and spot welded what was left of the inner cab corner to the outer cab corner, and I sprayed it. I got this side pre-sprayed because I had to make an inner cab corner. So I got that all made up, but I pieced it in there, ground up where I was going to weld it in here and here. Then I pre-sprayed that so it had a good coating. Here's the piece I made. This is the back side, which will be up against the outer cab corner. I sprayed that too. It's good and dry. So that's gonna go in here. It's gonna slide underneath that. And then I'm gonna tack it there and there. I'll spot weld it. I might just go the whole way. This is basically just for strength for the outer. And when all the welding is done, I'm gonna mix up the black paint and spray the final touches on the bottom of this cab. I think it's going up in there farther than what I had measured for. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. That'll work just like that. You can see the penetration on them spot welds. We are ready to spray the color on here. This is the bottom of the cab, and the color is just black farm and implement paint from Tractor Supply. It's actually the Majestic brand. It's not the Rust-Oleum, but it's the same farm and implement paint. So it's a little more resilient. I loaded it up with hardener. We got the primer on already yesterday, and the point here isn't necessarily to look good, but to protect. So I got the paint in the gun. We get my mask on and throw down. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you heard me when I was trying to talk through the mask, but I don't know if we can see these. Yeah, you kind of can. All these little spots, that's stuff that's on the metal. I don't know what it is. I couldn't get it off. It's not paint buildup and it's not rust. So I just said to hell with it. I'm gonna have to paint over it. I vacuumed all of that sandblast media out of here this morning. That's coal slag from Tractor Supply. It's 10 or 12 bucks for I don't know what size the bags are. 25-pound bag, 50-pound bag maybe. Either way, it works really good if you got your sandblaster set up. If you want to learn more about sandblasting, go watch the video where I did the frame. I'm not painting this right now. I just put primer on there because I sandblasted it. It was rusty. So that's going to stay primer until I'm ready to paint the whole rest of the truck. That's how I roll. Add a fuel. Blew smoke all over my beautiful canvas. It was 50 degrees like an hour ago. Now it's not, and it's blizzarding. Fantastic. The next day, after painting, that turned out really good. Doing some finish grinding where I mated the cab corner and the rocker panel to the cab. They didn't exactly line up perfect. I had to do some cutting that wasn't really the best, but I got it all welded together anyways. Had a bunch of booger welds in here, but I got that cleaned up really good. I didn't know what to do here, so I just welded the seam and then concaved it a little bit because I know there's supposed to be a seam there, but it doesn't really bother me. But anyways, I concaved that a little bit. I'm probably gonna stuff a little bit of Bondo in there. Here's the other side. Same thing. That's gonna turn out okay. Put a little bit of Bondo in that. Basically, that's ready to come over here and get put on the chassis. You can see some things ain't how we left them. I was doing some calculating before I took the engine out of the cab donor truck, and the Cummins was going to just be all sorts of in the way when we go to put the cab on. I know some people get away with not having to cut the firewall. Some of the things I came up with was I could put a body lift on, which would lift it 3 inches off the frame. That would have gave me all the clearance I needed under here. Can you see the motor mounts down in there? I talked about these when we set this engine in here. I got those from Summit. They're for Cummins to Chevy. They're designed to bolt right in, and they do. I had a little bit of a fight. I think the bottom part of the clamshell is wore out, so I bought new ones of those. They're heavy duty, so hopefully they're gonna support the weight of this. These are offset from the plate that bolts on the engine. And I put them on the engine according to the picture that was in the instructions. They'll bolt on either side. I'm gonna pick this up, take those off, and switch them side to side. That's gonna move the engine about 3 inches forward. I think that's gonna give us the clearance we need back here. Another issue is it's gonna put the front of the oil pan right up in this cross member. That's tight anyways. I had this notched out just for torque and twisting of the chassis while you're driving. I might have to cut this down, make lots of clearance for the front end, but that'll be better than cutting the firewall. I'm gonna call that a wrap on the bodywork for the cab. Next time we're gonna get into moving those motor mounts over, see how much clearance we gain. Got a surprise on the transmission situation coming up. So if you want to see all of that, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.